everyone. I am Emily Elizabeth Lewis.
And I'm Mincey Britt.
And we are the directors of the Players in Progress Youth Theater Company. Thank you all for coming out today for our closing show of the 2015 PIP Winter Shows, which are, of course, first up, Sweeney Todd, followed by an intermission, and then Jekyll and Hyde. There will be bows after Sweeney Todd, so don't leave, there's more to come. The only reason you might wish to leave is if you have small or otherwise sensitive children, because Jekyll and Hyde can get pretty intense. We will be serving concessions during intermission, so feel free to partake and support some youth theater. One last request, please silence all cell phones, and please no flash photography. You can take pictures, you can film, we have the rights, it's cool. Just don't flash photography because it will startle the actors. They're very easily startled. And that's what we've got. I hope you all enjoy watching the show as much as we enjoy putting it on for you.
Meat pie, lady. Beautiful beef. Really? No. Delicious hot or cold. Very tasty. Thank you. Meat pie, lady. Beautiful beef. Top quality pork. Delicious hot or cold. Very tasty. Very succulent.
No, thank you, ma'am. If you please, I'm looking for Miss Mincey. Miss Claudetta Mincey.
And just what business might you have with Miss Claudetta Mincey?
I was sent from the Female Orphans Charity School, ma'am.
The Charity School, eh? Well, I am Claudetta Mincey.
Well, then I have this letter for you, ma'am. It's a character reference about a request for employment as apprentice pie maker.
Employment, eh? Is this your name, Cherry Goodenough?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Miss Cherry Goodenough, the last female apprentice I had stayed with me until she had learned a trade, then ran off, married a butcher's boy, and opened up a pie shop of her own. Ungrateful, I call it.
Yes, ma'am. Most ungrateful.
And I suppose you have some young butcher or baker or candlestick maker just waiting to snap you up, eh?
Oh, no, Miss Mincey. At the charity school, they told us that all young men are wicked and deceitful and never to trust them. They're all just after one thing.
One thing? What's that?
I don't know, they never told us that. But anyway, all young men are after it.
And just what else did they teach you at this charity school?
I can read and write, ma'am. And I can do arithmetic up to the 12 times table. And vulgar fractions.
Vulgar fractions? You won't need any of that nonsense to work here.
You mean that you will hire me as apprentice?
Not so fast, young lady. Can you scrub floors?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you carry in firewood and carry out the ashes?
Yes, ma'am. We always did that at the charity school.
Can you serve customers with a smiling face and a smooth tongue?
I've never done that before, ma'am. But I think I could.
You simply have to remember that the customer is always right.
The customer is always right. Yes, ma'am.
And I, as your employer, am always right.
And you, as my employer, are always right. Certainly, Miss Mincey.
Very well then, Cherry. You may begin by cleaning out the meat cellar, carrying out the ashes, carrying in the firewood, light a fire under that stove, and fill up enough dough to fill this large bowl. That should keep you busy until I return.
The customer is always right. The customer is always right.
Good morning, Mr. Todd.
And a very good morning to you, Miss Mincey. How's the meat pie business nowadays?
Very poor, Mr. Todd. Sales are good, but with the terrible price of meat, there's hardly any profit in it.
It's this inflation, Miss Mincey, constant inflation. But what's the average businessman or businesswoman to do?
Day before yesterday, the ragged bone-red horse dropped dead in the alley. The owner just unharnessed the poor beast and left it there, right outside my back door.
How does that refer to inflation?
Well, naturally, I was out there in a flash, with my cleaver and carving knife, hey presto, out of the alley and into my cellar, temporarily, as you might say, reducing the price of meat for my pies. And how's the barbering business, Mr. Todd?
Very poor, Miss Mincey. A lot of gentlemen nowadays are going to these newer shops with running water and such nonsense. And younger men wearing long hair and beards, it's cutting the ground, as you might say, out from under my business.
What a pity.
I did have an old man die on me yesterday, sitting right there in the chair. An apoplectic fit, as they said afterwards.
What a shock! So of course he can't pay you.
Well, before calling for assistance, I went through the old gentleman's pockets, just to find out who he was and all. And there I found 5 golden guineas, Miss Mincey.
One man's fate is another man's fortune.
You may well say so. That little stroke of fortune will let me pay my arrears of rent. Now, Miss Mincey, do you care to step into the shop and drink a toast to continued good fortune?
I don't mind if I do.
Yesterday, one customer, retired shipmaster, Captain Weatherly, was telling me about his adventures in the South Seas, the Cannibal Islands.
Customers are quaint. Yesterday, a struggling young news reporter named Charles Dickens, was telling me about how as a little boy, his nursemaid loved to frighten him with horrid tales. One he recalls was of a certain Captain Gallagher, who killed his 3 wives, one after the other, of course, baked them into meat pies and ate them.
Captain Weatherly was saying that human flesh cooks very well. In the Cannibal Islands, they call it long pig.
Long pig indeed. Long pig. It sets one to thinking. An inexhaustible supply of meat. Cheap meat.
Free meat.
Miss Mincey, there's a little matter I've been wanting to discuss with you in private.
I know what the old goat's driving at. I can't think of what that should be, sir.
Well, I'm a man with a keen eye for a pretty face and a well-turned ankle.
Oh, indeed.
And I can't help remarking that you come very close to my specification of a perfect female beauty.
Mr. Todd, you flatter me.
Not a bit, Miss Mincey. And I was thinking that you and I together, we might...
Are you two together? Is this a proposal?
Yes, a proposal. To leave this dreary life of hard work and small profits and sail away to the colonies.
What colonies?
Upper Canada, for example. Young Lord Selkirk recently bought 116,000 square miles of land there at just 10 shillings a square mile.
But that's for £58,000. We can never...
Of course not. We can make do with just 100 square miles. Think of it. No more rent to pay, canoeing, shooting, fishing. You and me together. The life of Riley.
It's all very nice, Mr. Todd, but I don't...
Call me Sweeney, Claudetta.
Sweeney.
But I must remind you that we should need a lot of money to pay.
Yes, money. I would call for a little consideration.
It would call for a lot of consideration.
But, meanwhile, I am thinking of something more pleasant than money.
What's that, sir? As if I didn't know.
This, of course. Now, returning to that question of money. We both have done well these past few days.
But I can't expect to get free meat every day, and you can't expect rich customers to dine in your chair every day.
Perhaps, just perhaps, they could be assisted to dine in the chair.
Polished off, as the saying goes.
Precisely. Polished off.
But that would raise another problem.
The corpus delicti, as the lawyers put it. But a more pressing problem is how to get another favor from those ruby lips of yours.
Faint heart, number one, fair lady.
Oh heavens, the landlord! Morning, Mr. Snyder, sir. Delightful morning.
Yes, a delightful morning for work. But I find you fellow-daddling about with Miss Mincey and not a drop of work being done. No wonder you can't pay your rent.
I can. I do. I mean...
No excuses. Since you can't, or won't, pay your rent properly, I've decided to let out this large and commodious cellar. There's this family, eh? Mother, father, 7 children, all ready to move in by tomorrow. Yes, that should scare them.
But, sir, that cellar is 40 feet underground.
Underground? That's the proper place for the working class.
And there's no windows. They'll have no light.
Light? They want light, they could burn candles.
Think of my business, Mr. Snyder. My customers would like 7 children running in and out all the time.
Your arrears of rent represents money running out of my pockets all the time. Yes, I've certainly scared him now.
I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Snyder, sir, I can pay the rent.
Oh, well, that's a different story then, eh?
Hold on. There, sir.
Still, I don't like seeing that cellar go to waste.
I'll try to find some good use of it.
And when he does, I'll raise his rent again.
That's a heavy load for you to carry all day, Mr. Snyder, sir.
For a load like this, the heavier the better. Now, I have got to go. I've got an eviction to attend to in Slumcombe Court. Good day to you, Mr. Todd. And a very good day to you, Miss Mincey.
Now, some good use of the cellar. Aha! Eureka!
Eureka? Who's Eureka?
I think, Claudetta, that there's an old doorway between my cellar and yours.
But that door is now shut.
There's an ingenious little device, Claudetta. The claw hammer. Just the thing for drawing out nails and opening old doors.
I still don't understand about Eureka.
Take another drink, Claudetta, and I'll explain to you.
Cherry, I'm very pleased with your work these last 2 weeks.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I'm going to promote you.
You mean that I'll start earning wages?
No. The promotion I have in mind is from now on you will work only in the bakery in the shop. You need no longer go in the cellar each day.
But I don't mind cleaning the cellar, Miss Mincey. It's cool down there with all the meat hanging up. And I love how it's cold.
I'm instructing you not to go in the cellar. You will please do as I say.
Very good, Miss Mincey. I will certainly do as you say.
Very
I
well.
aim to please, ma'am.
Very well, then you may get along with your other duties. I'm going out for a while.
There is a castle on a cloud. I want to go there. Meat pie, sir. Beautiful beef, top quality pork. Delicious hot or cold. Very tasty, very succulent.
Yes. Yes, please.
Which sort, sir?
Oh my God. She is beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful pork. Beautiful pork, if you please.
We have no beautiful pork, sir. Only top quality.
Yes, I meant the top quality pork.
Right you are, sir. That'll be tuppence, sir.
There. Now the transaction is legally complete, and I am a customer.
Yes, sir. I'm sure you are, sir. If you say so, sir.
Then now I can introduce myself. Jack Heartwright, inspector employed by the Society of Improvement of Public Health. I presume that you are Miss Claudetta Mincey, owner of this establishment?
Oh, no, sir. I am Miss Cherry Goodenough, sir, an apprentice pie maker in this establishment.
Cherry. What a sweet name. Well, Miss Cherry, Miss Goodenough, I want something from you.
Oh, heavens! Is this what they warned us about? What's that, sir?
I want truthful answers to a few questions. Just how do you prepare these pies for sale?
We bake them, sir?
Ah, yes, baking. The application of dry heat is in an oven hardened by means of fire. And what exactly have you done this morning?
I carried in the firewood and carried out the ashes.
What a shame. Those dainty hands should be soiled with ashes. And then?
And then I began mixing the dough.
Of course you washed your hands before mixing the dough.
No, sir. Should I have washed them, sir?
Pardon me, Miss Goodenough. I am the one asking the questions.
Yes, sir. Quite right, sir.
And what are your hours of work, Mrs. Goodenough?
7 a.m. to 10 p.m. with one evening off in which I get off at 5 p.m. That's this evening, sir.
Oh, how my pulse is pounding. Go ahead, Heartwright. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Then may I invite you to meet me this evening?
Meet you, sir? What for?
For an educational lecture, sponsored by our Society on the Benefits of Gas Light in the Family Home.
Mr.
Heartwright. Jack Heartwright. The lecture will be illustrated by fantastic dissolving views on the magic lantern, which I am operating in person.
Mr. Heartwright, this is so sudden.
I'll meet you outside the shop here at 5:30 p.m. And after the lecture...
Merciful heavens! I fear the worst! After the lecture, what?
After the lecture, the society will provide tea and biscuits. I had to check that because on alternate weeks they supply cocoa instead.
Very good, sir. I agree.
Miss Goodenough, I'm sure you won't regret it. Now, perhaps you could give me some information about other nearby business operations.
Well, there's Mr. Todd next door, hair cutting and shaving.
Ah, shaving. Cosmetic mutilation, somewhat comparable to tattooing. People of non-Western cultures commonly shave their eyebrows, scalps, and
what?
and other unmentionable areas.
Mr. Heartwright, I wish I had an education like yours.
Good day, Miss Goodenough.
Yes.
Go Heartwright!
Are you sure it will work, Sweeney dear?
Claudetta, I've tested it a score of times. The secret spring, the trigger, is located at the back of the chair. Now, this represents the customer. There now, sir. Quite comfortable? See the very finest hollow ground Sheffield steel. Head back, eyes closed. I'll very quickly polish you all. Did you hear that? It falls 40 feet on the solid granite.
Such a fall along would be fatal. Would break every bone in one's body.
Undoubtedly the fatal 40-foot fall.
Then why bother with...
Well, this prevents needless outcries and gives one a sense of professional pride. As the immortal bard expressed it, making assurance doubly sure. Anyway, in practice, there should be a tasty piece of long pig in my cellar, ready for transportation to yours.
Oh, Sweeney dear, I don't know how you do it. I wish I had your sense of mechanical ingenuity.
Well, hello there, Miss Mincey.
Hello there, Mr. Snyder, sir.
Todd, it's Red Day again. I hope you're as prepared with your cash as you are with your kisses.
Trade is still very slack, sir. But it does show some sign of looking up soon.
Really what this country needs is cheaper food for the working man. Say, a good subsidy on meat pies.
You know, Todd, it's 5 years today you started working for me.
Then why not celebrate this happy occasion with a shave? Complimentary, of course.
Oh, complimentary, don't mind if I do.
Good morning, gentlemen. I must be off. I'm expecting some fresh meat to be delivered any minute now.
I suppose you lead a very active social life, with family and friends and all that?
Family? Friends? Rubbish. Only family I got's me purse. Always faithful, always true. Only friends I got's me account books. They never talk beyond me back.
So there'll be no one to miss you when you're dead and gone, right?
Miss me? Rubbish. Sentimental rubbish. Only thing I care about is that tenants don't miss their rent. Now hurry up, Todd. Time's money.
Don't worry. I will very quickly polish you all.
Mr. Sweeney Todd, I believe.
Curse it! Yes, how may I help you?
I'm Mrs. Dipper Dryden of the Society for Suppression of Alcohol.
Suppression of alcohol?
Yes, the curse of the working class. We found that in addition to the usual pernicious products of the distillery, these unfortunate creatures often buy certain products containing alcohol which are used in the tonsorial trade.
Such as Babel.
Yes, bay rum, skin lotion, hair tonic, and such things. So the Society is offering a reward for the invention of any such product that contains no alcohol.
A reward? How much?
£500. We're notifying every barber in the city.
How would a reward be paid, though?
In cash, of course. £500 in cold cash.
I will certainly turn my mind in that direction. The cold cash, of course.
If you succeed, please notify me at this address. Now, good morning, gentlemen.
Now, sir, let us proceed.
Wealthiest widow in London, that one. Worth a cool $500,000. Keeps a small fortune in that purse of hers.
A small fortune? What for?
Sometimes when the fancy strikes, she likes to go to rum shops, buy the lot, and pour it.
morning, Mr. Snyder.
Any force for me to sweep, not in my castle.
Good morning, Mrs. Mrs. Goodenough.
Good morning, Mr. Right Enough. I mean, Mr. Heartwright.
Dare I hope to enjoy your company at the lecture this evening?
Certainly, sir. I've enjoyed all the other lectures, and I love the way you operate that magic lantern.
Praise is due not to me, but to the inventor of the apparatus. That surely must be the very peak in human ingenuity in the visual arts, never to be outmoded, never surpassed.
Mr. Heartwright, we should be grateful to the Providence that has placed us in such wonderful times.
Yet some say that man has grown too clever for his own good.
Too clever? How could that be possible?
It is indeed possible, due to the widening use of the terrible power of steam. Steam-driven ships, steam-pumping engines, steam-grinding mills, and so on. Very soon, the whole civilized world may disappear in one catastrophic explosion.
Oh dear, that's frightful!
Frightful indeed. But let's turn to a brighter subject. Tonight's lecture describes courtship customs around the world.
Courtship customs? I didn't know there were such things.
Oh yes, in the Cannibal Islands, for example, young men and women go canoe riding, even swimming together with, well, in a state of nature.
How quaint! I can't wait to see the dissolving views of that.
Well, for that part of the lecture, there will be no dissolving views. Such views are quite unsuited for an audience that includes ladies.
How do you know?
To make sure, I viewed them myself. Several times. But anyways, back to business. In the shop, if you don't mind. The society has been continuing its surveillance on the foodstuffs produced here.
How?
By having undercover agents make purchases every day. And guess what we discovered?
How can I guess?
Inside one of your pies, we found a button. Apparently from a pair of trousers.
But neither I nor Miss Mincey wears trousers. I mean, that the button must have come from someone else.
Elementary, my dear Miss Goodenough. Now, can you tell me the procedure for cleaning your meat storage place?
The cellar? I don't know, I'm not allowed in there. Miss Mincey takes care of that entirely on her own.
Then please call Miss Mincey here at once.
I can't. She's out. Lately, she's been out quite a lot.
Then lead the way, Miss Goodenough. You and I will inspect the meat storage place together.
What? Into a dark cellar with a gentleman together?
Let me remind you that we are on an errand of some public importance. Together, certainly.
All right. If you say so. Together.
Claudetta, here are the tickets to first class, Liverpool to Montreal, aboard the sailing packet Esmeralda.
Sweeney dear, I'm so excited!
And here's the deed for our estate, 100 square miles on the picturesque shore of the Hudson Bay. You see, my dear, it only took 6 weeks of persistent application. And hey presto, we are rich.
Sweeney, I must be off. I have a lot of shopping to do to outfit myself for Upper Canada. Fur gloves, a fur-lined cape, a couple of evening gowns, and a good supply of unmentionables.
Wait. There's one customer coming for whom I would like you to be here for.
What for?
Your presence will give her some confidence.
Give her more confidence. Who?
You know my love. That rich old hag always carries around a small fortune. Hush, here she comes.
Mr. Todd, I received your message.
Good morning, Miss Dryden. Permit me to introduce Miss Claudetta Mincey, my laboratory assistant. Together, we have made this remarkable skin lotion. Todd's Peach Blossom Skin Tonic. Soothes as it's smooth. It's completely non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic, you say? Before paying the reward, I'll have to have it analyzed by some reputable pharmacist.
But first, I would like you to feel the effect yourself, an individual treatment administered by me in person.
I don't know, a lady in a barber's chair. Isn't that rather unseemly?
Not at all. Miss Mincey is here. Miss Mincey, do you care to take the lady's purse and her hat? Come on, into the chair. Now, Miss Dryden, head back, eyes closed. You won't feel a thing.
Sweeney, it's loaded! Chock full of banknotes and gold guineas.
And so, Claudetta, our plan is complete. Now, I will join you in shopping. I want to get a pair of skates. I hear it's a popular sport among the colonists. Upper Canada, here we come.
Not so fast.
Cherry, what are you doing here? Get back to your work at once!
And what do you mean, causing such an uproar in a respectable place of business?
I shall deal with you, sir, in a moment. I've just inspected both of your cellars, and there I found clothing, golden rings, empty purses, watches, and walking canes. Ample evidence of your ghoulish crimes.
And what do you propose to do with your so-called ample evidence?
I shall lay it before the courts, where the two of you will be tried and meet the punishment you so richly deserve. Sweeney Todd, Claudetta Mincey, I hereby make a citizen's arrest. Follow me to the headquarters of the Bow Street Runners.
We'll follow you nowhere, you meddling fool.
Polish him off! Polish him off! Jack, be careful!
Damn you, sir!
Sweeney, dear, are you hurt?
Claudetta, I'm fine. Oh, Claudetta, the trigger! Ah!
No heavens! The fatal 40-foot fall! I didn't mean to kill him!
Madam, one murder more or less makes very little difference to the hideous roster of your crimes. Help! Bow Street Runners!
And now, what's going on? What's all the whistling and shouting and screaming for?
Officer, it's been for a long series of dastardly crimes. Robbery, murder, and food pollution. I will come to the station shortly to report the details. Meanwhile, arrest that woman.
Very good, sir. Come along now, young lady.
No, not me! I'm not guilty!
That's what all of them says. Even when you catch us in red-handed, it's the same old story. Not me, officer, not me. Someone else must have done it.
Officer, let go of that girl. Here is the guilty party.
Have it your way, governor. Chicken's just as good as a bullet for me in the old
Oh, let go of me, you brute! I won't come! Oh, no!
Good work. Very smart work. The Bow Street Runners always get their man.
But how can I get my man? You'll realize, Mr. Heartwright, that now Miss Mincey is out of business, I am out of business too.
That's a lucky coincidence.
Lucky? It seems very unlucky to me.
No. The society for which I work has charged me to find a reliable female inspector.
Female inspector? What for?
Well, a female inspector can inspect certain places where no gentleman would dare intrude. Cherry, would you accept?
I could, I can, I will.
Ah, Cherry, together we shall work for the control of unpleasant odors and the general promotion of health, decency, and comfort. Anyone just...
Yes, Jack, together. Always together.